Hello, I'm Erica Lee reporting to you from KNCO's Nevada County's news station, and today we're going to report about one of the world's most pressing issues, nuclear energy. Nuclear power stands on the border between humanity's greatest hopes and its deepest fears for the future. Some good benefits are that it has created chemotherapy and radiation, which has saved many people's lives. Nuclear energy, unlike fossil fuel, does not produce CO2, and some people believe that this is part of the reason that it is environmentally sound, but that's a rather controversial subject. Nuclear energy is a reliable source of power because nuclear reactors can last up to 60 years. Another benefit is that the availability of nuclear power far exceeds that of fossil fuel. The 5 largest negative effects of nuclear technology are: a nuclear meltdown could occur, such as
Chernobyl
or Fukushima. Also, the nuclear waste produced by nuclear power can never be completely destroyed. This is rather frightening to our world and our environment and people. If everyone in the world was able to attain nuclear power, this could lead to nuclear proliferation. If this occurs, then our world as we know it quite possibly could come to an end. Overall, every nuclear power plant causes environmental problems such as depletion of soil and killing of plants and animals. As for humans, nuclear power brings up many issues such as radiation and cancer, also thyroid cancer. So now we are going to travel around the world and investigate some reactors, nuclear power's biggest controversial issue today. So first on our trip is San Luis Obispo. So let's go! I'm here in San Luis Obispo interviewing a young surfer about how the nuclear power plant has affected the surfing.
This nuclear power plant, it blocks the secret surfing spot of all the locals, so you can't really hit the waves like as gnarly as you could here. So you have to like go to other places. It's okay, but like here was our best spot, and you can't really go there anymore.
So how has this affected the surfing here exactly?
Well, it makes the water warmer, but nobody's really worried about that. Like, so what? A little radiation here and there, not that big of a deal. What's really cool about the nuclear power plant is it really helps the city out because it like powers almost the entire thing, so that's pretty cool.
So that's a benefit?
Yeah, that's most definitely a plus.
Are there any other benefits?
Well, it's not really vulnerable to tsunamis because it's on a little bit of a cliff and it's designed so like it would just break the water instead of just being crushed by it like in Japan. What idiots.
So if you were going to compare this power plant to the power plant in Japan, how would you compare it?
Well, this one's most definitely better designed. It's kind of like they do drills to like get rid of any like fear of earthquakes and tsunamis. Regularly they do them, and then the way the tectonic plates are set up in Japan, they're kind of like the tectonic plates kind of went like this and like flicked Japan almost, like kind of like just boom, and like in here they're like this, so all it could do is go like this, and so the nuclear power plant here is designed to withstand a 7.5 earthquake, and the faults in San Luis Obispo can only produce a 6.5 earthquake. So it really is like, it's not even that big of a deal. Like if there was an earthquake, sure, a little bit would fall down, but whatever.
Okay, what are the negative aspects of this power plant in San Luis Obispo?
Well, it's just kind of like ugly. It's like, it's on like a beautiful coastline. It's just like, what is that big massive like poop doing there? Like what? Like why are you even there? But I don't know, like it makes the water warmer and it's just like, I don't know, it's just like, I don't know, it's not pretty there. I wish I could surf in my secret spot, but I can't anymore.
Okay, well thank you very much. Are you gonna go and surf today?
Yeah, probably. This is the ocean. This is the beautiful coastline with that power plant there. That's kind of a bummer. That's not really a bonus, but yeah. So let's go surfing. Yeah.
Now we're off to Japan. At this very moment, we are looking for the leading scientist in nuclear technology, Hana Zheng-hee, who is living in this devastated Japan area due to the nuclear meltdown. I wonder where she is right now. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Erica. Can I ask you some questions about Fukushima? Of course. Okay. Number 1, what actually occurs during a nuclear meltdown?
Well, the nuclear rods melt through the core and release a lot of radioactivity into the environment.
Okay, well, what is a partial meltdown?
It's where only a fraction of the core melts and releases some radioactivity.
And what is the worst that can happen to Japan's nuclear facility or any nuclear facility in the world at the moment?
Well, if the containment fails and there's a total meltdown, it's really bad and a lot of radioactivity is released and it can be really detrimental to the environment and to the human populations.
The nuclear meltdown in Japan, or the partial meltdown, affecting the people and Japan's environment at the moment?
Well, right now we're just taking a lot of precautions because there are potential radiation illnesses.
And now we are going to talk with a local fish farmer and to see how the nuclear meltdown has affected his life.
Well, most of my fish are dying or dead already, so it's a hard life right now. It's a really hard life.
Now back to Nevada City. Taking a look at Nevada County locally and how nuclear technology has affected us. The main benefit is that if we used nuclear energy, we would have less CO2 leaking into our atmosphere, especially in Nevada County, due to the fact that we wouldn't have to use fossil fuels, especially in Sacramento. One of the negative effects of Japan's meltdown is...
There's no seaweed!
Locally, people are afraid of the fact that radiation might be affecting us from the environment, so they really want to eat foods that are rich in iodine, like seaweed. Also,
I'm hungry.
No! Stop! What? It's contaminated with radiation. But Pacific Natural Foods offers oat or almond milk.
I'm gonna use oat.
now let's talk to some experts on nuclear power about what their predictions are for the future in nuclear power and what our action plan can be in order to stop the negative effects. And here we are with a leading scientist in nuclear power. We would like to ask you your predictions, Dr. Zhivago, about what will happen if nuclear power plants continue to go as they are at the moment.
Well, Erika, I see nuclear powers having more meltdowns like the one in Japan because of all the natural disasters.
Our next guest is Dr. Voldemort. Dr. Voldemort, what do you think will happen if power plants continue as they are at the moment?
Well, in the future, I believe there will be no fossil fuels left. So, everybody will have to use nuclear power and nuclear reactors.
So, both of you, what are your predictions for the world in 50 years?
There's bound to be a world
The world will end.
because of the nuclear proliferation.
This is our action plan for fighting the negative effects of nuclear power.
This is our action plan.
Our action plan.
Action plan! Deactivate plutonium during nuclear meltdown.
Use alternative energies like
Wind power!